Elektra is a 2005 film. It's directed by Rob Bauman. Now, this is kind of, sort of a sequel to Daredevil, or I guess more of a spin-off, because you have Jennifer Garner once again starring as Elektra, and you must be wondering, well, how is that possible? Elektra was killed in Daredevil by Bullseye. Well, in this movie, you see her get resurrected. She goes off and becomes a hired assassin, and I wish we saw more of her being a hired assassin, but I'll get to that later. You see she gets this job to kill this guy and his daughter. For some reason, she can't do it, she won't do it. She finds out the daughter is this treasurer, and this group with weird powers wants to take her, train her for themselves, and Elektra has to stop them. Blah, 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 blah. If this movie sounds stupid, that's because it fucking is. First of all, I like Jennifer Garner as Elektra. I do think that's decent casting. I like her as an actress. She looks pretty good as the part, like when you see her at the beginning and she's in the red outfit, and there's a part of me that geeks out. Because yeah, she was in Daredevil, but you feel like that was more for origin. Now that you got that out of the way, you feel like you can jump into this movie with her already as Elektra, established, crazy, badass assassin. And yeah, at the very beginning, you do get that one scene where Elektra is being that badass assassin killer, killing people left and right, and it's what you wanted, but it's like less than 5 minutes. Then the rest of the film is so fucking boring. Like when you see her get this new job and she goes to wherever it is and she comes into the house and she's sitting there, she's getting ready, she's training, and you're just kind of sitting there waiting and waiting, and you're like, wow, nothing's really happening for the last 15-20 minutes. Yeah, you could try to say that they're trying to establish Elektra as a character. They're showing flashes of her as a little girl, and she sees her mom get killed. It's just too fucking bad. I don't give a fuck.
I'm Mark Miller. We're in the little cabin 2 houses now.
Then she just so happens to meet this father and daughter, and she kinda gets close with them because they invite her over to Christmas dinner. Again, blah blah blah, I don't fucking care.
Her name's Elektra, Dad.
Like the tragedy. Your parents must have had a sense of humor.
Not really.
Especially when they try to crowbar, shoehorn, force in Elektra having this kissing scene with the father, and I'm like, this is really fucking awkward. Elektra had this love affair with Matt Murdock, Daredevil, in the first film, and I bought that. It seemed natural, and they had great chemistry. Here, when they kiss, you're like, why the fuck are you guys kissing? There's been no chemistry between you two. Elektra has shown no interest in you. But because they're a guy and a girl, and this film has to have some type of romance in there somewhere, they end up kissing. No chemistry, no reason, not even a payoff for it. They don't even end up getting together. I'm like, that was really pointless. When she gets her targets and find out that she's supposed to kill this father and daughter,
the target package has arrived.
she decides not to do it, then you're like, why? Why didn't she do it? I get that it's a father and daughter, so she doesn't want to be cold and heartless, but if she's been an assassin for who knows how many years, I'm sure she's killed a lot of people, and who knows what type of people she's killed. And you just established at the beginning of the film how much of a badass assassin she is. So if she's so good at being an assassin, you haven't really gotten any glimpse of her maybe being sick of being an assassin, maybe getting tired of doing this for a living, and just maybe not liking the idea of killing people in cold blood. You should have established that. You should have set that up. You should have built up the fact that she was feeling this way. But of course there's a reason why this is all happening to the daughter and father. It's because the daughter, Abby, you find out is the treasurer. I don't even really know what the fuck that means, to be honest with you, because they said even Elektra as a little girl was a treasurer too, and I guess there's several different treasurers. This tribe, this group, wants to take Abby to train her and have her in their group for them. I'm like, really?
She saved my life and my daughter's. That's enough for me.
It's just watching this, I was severely bored by the plot. I didn't give a shit about any of the characters. It was dull, it was boring to watch, and that kind of, in some way, surprises me. The people that wrote this film, Zach Penn, Stuart Zinkerman, and Raven Metzner. The reason why it surprised me is because Zach Penn co-wrote the 3 X-Men film. And now the first 2 X-Men films I love, and I can't believe this guy was involved in it. X-Men The Last Stand, fuck that movie. And thinking about it, maybe he was mostly the writer of this film in that film.
Why did you really save them, Elektra? Some kind of down payment on your sins?
How do you take an interesting character like Elektra, a badass hired assassin that hunts people down, she's cold-blooded, but you turn her into an emotional, damaged person that I just am like, what's so special about her? Nothing. I'd much rather have seen a film of her just being an assassin the whole time, killing people, being badass, and then coming to a crossroads towards the end of maybe saying, well, maybe this isn't good what I'm doing. Maybe I should become a better person, and then turn on the people she's working for.
We have failed to solve the problem.
The task is yours. Completed.
But no, that's not what you get, because the villains in this film, you have the main villain played by Will Young Lee. He's the leader of the group, and I don't know if he has actual powers where he can sort of just zoom around all over the place so quickly, or if he's like a trained ninja samurai, so that's where it comes from. I don't know.
Now, Elektra, the time has come for you to decide.
And then his henchmen are just a bunch of random people, almost faceless people, because we don't get to know anything about them or their characters. Like this one big, huge black guy who I thought was going to amount to something because he just seemed like he was indestructible and couldn't be beat. But literally, just a tree falls on him. A tree that he knocked down himself. Lame. Or this guy who has these tattoos, and his ability is to have the tattoos come out of his body in the form of animals, and they can go around and either attack, or like he has this bird that tracks down people whoever he wants to see. And I'm like, okay, maybe that could be interesting, maybe if it wasn't horrible CGI, and if they actually did something with the guy. And then there's this girl who, everything she touches, I guess, dies. And I couldn't tell why she was in this film. Really just couldn't tell what the point of it was until the scene where she kisses Elektra and tries to kill her by kissing her. And I'm like, so did you just put this character with this ability in this movie as an excuse to have her kiss Elektra? Wow. Good job, Marvel.
So you really used to kill people.
It's what I'm good at.
Terrence Stamp as the blind martial artist Stick. I like Terrence Stamp as an actor. Obviously, he's legendary. He was Zod, but I don't feel like he did very much in here, and I didn't really understand his character or how exactly he was able to bring Elektra back from the dead. I get that that's in the comic books, and yeah, even though she died in Daredevil, you have to find a way to bring her back. So I don't necessarily mind the fact that they resurrected her. I just feel like they made it look like it was so easy to do. I mean, literally, anyone could get taught to bring someone back from the dead. Jennifer Gardner isn't a bad actress. I do like her, but she's completely wasted in this film. You only feel like you ever see Elektra do anything in the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes. And if you couldn't tell, this is the director's cut of Elektra, which doesn't mean fucking shit. Unlike the Daredevil director's cut film, which not only adds about 30 minutes of extra footage into the film, it makes the story of that film better, and it's rated R, this movie only adds maybe 3 minutes of footage that doesn't change much of anything about the movie. This deleted scene of Ben Affleck reprising his role as Matt Murdock Daredevil, the only time we'll ever see him come back as this character.
Are you coming back?
I'd much rather see a sequel to Daredevil that had Elektra's resurrection in that film, and you had Elektra going back to Daredevil. I don't understand why she never went back to him, or why she doesn't go back to him. So guys, if you couldn't tell, fuck this movie, Elektra. It's a piece of shit film. I'm sorry, Jennifer Garner, but it's true. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this fucking movie. Like and subscribe. See ya!